Eagles fans, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. Go Birds! And again, like and subscribe. Enjoy.
He says, my dog, congrats. Love to see that right there. All right, bring us on camera, please. We know that the Chicago Bears have the #1 overall pick. But they also have a quarterback in Justin Fields who was taken in the first round just 3 years ago. The Commanders have the #2 overall pick. New head coach Dan Quinn went to the Super Bowl in 2016 with the Falcons. New offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, former head coach of Kyler Murray. Now, Commanders have the #2 overall pick. Joy, should they go all in on this phenom of a quarterback, Caleb Williams?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is also pending that the Bears would not like Caleb Williams, and they are in the driver's seat in this situation. But yes, in this scenario, Chicago is willing to deal, and they're going to stick with Justin Fields just for pretend purposes. Yeah, of course. I mean, you're not going to move back far in the draft. You swap picks, give them a first-round pick next year. That's a great deal for Chicago if you're going to end up staying in that position and stay with Justin Fields. I mean, I feel like the Caleb Williams thing has gotten a little bit crazy, and the further that we get away from the season, everyone will kind of settle down a bit. It was like, oh, like, is he still the #1 overall pick? Yes. Yes. Caleb Williams is going to be the #1 overall pick in the draft. I think everyone needs to just take a chill pill. Yes, he's going to go first. And the Washington Commanders, who absolutely need a franchise quarterback, should be going all in on the situation. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is a move that guarantees that this is going to happen. This is a lot of foreshadowing, and we're putting things together here. But this would be a great pairing. He did well under him.
He did.
And I would love to see it if Chicago is going to end up staying with Justin Fields.
Why not do it? Right? Listen, first of all, the new owner of the Commanders, Josh Harris. You know where he came from? Philadelphia. I know him very well. You talk about Magic. What's Magic want to do? He want to have a big splash. Yeah. So first of all, people don't know this. Caleb Williams, right, is from D.C. Yeah. He's from there. He's already from. I'm home. I'm here. He talked about how he wants to have a big impact with a new organization and have some type of stake in the ownership, right? He's trying to do all these things to get this player. Why not? He's from there. Why not? And then your offensive coordinator coached him already. His best year in college, he had him. Cliff had him. Where was they at? USC? Why not take him? He's that good, and you look at the weapons that you have around him. So earlier this year, when the Commanders traded a lot of their players, the defensive guys, from Chase Young to Montez Sweat, they gave him up. Okay, so why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for? If you're trying to rebuild, cool. If you want to rebuild, it's the first way to do it. You go get you a superstar generational quarterback like Caleb Williams. Yeah. I don't care if he cries in the stand. I don't care what he do. I know on that field, he gives out crazy work and he gets crazy busy. Yeah. That's what they need. You look at the wide receiver tandem they have over there, right? They deep. They fast. They can compete. Yeah, you get them. You get a solid defense where Dan Quinn is an excellent mind at defense. That's what they need. So if y'all want to be the regular Commanders, don't get it.
Is it worth what it will take to get it?
Yeah.
Because assume they have to move up. You're talking about probably 3 first-round picks, including the current one they have, probably 3 total. Is it worth all that?
Yes.
Caleb?
Do you know why? See, when the 49ers did it, everybody, they bashed him for it because Trey Lance didn't work out, right? But I guess Kyle's like, the only thing we need is a quarterback. With all these great pieces around him. They want you to rebuild. When you're trying to rebuild, give all that away. Because once you get that quarterback, now each year you can build some a new position. All right, let's get some linemen this year. You got what you need and get a quarterback. Yeah. That's all you need.
And that's the thing with this football team, too. They are rebuilding. So if you are rebuilding, you need to get a quarterback at the quarterback spot that you could plug in there and say, for the next 10 to 15 years, you are a quarterback. So I would give up anything and everything to go get him, right? Yeah.
Why not?
You bring in Cliff because that is a sign that, hey, man, talk to us about the young fella. He already ran your scheme. This is home for him. I think they are setting up to do whatever they have to do to go out here and get Caleb Williams. And then not only that, the defensive side of the ball this season, you said, forget it, right? We're not going to win no games. 2 of our best pass rushers in Chase Young and Montez Sweat, you guys are gone. So this is not a defensive football team. What you do have is really good offensive talent. Yeah. And if you get a really good quarterback in there with your really good offensive talent, now you compete. It might be 35-37. That's okay. But you are able to compete, and you have some good pieces on the offensive side of the ball. And Dan Quinn being a defensive mind, I don't care if it's free agency, whatever it may be, you can bring in some of those guys in free agency and not worry about those draft picks. But if this is your guy, he's from D.C., coached him at USC. I think he won the Heisman under him, right? Or no?
No.
No, not the Heisman.
He won the Heisman under that. So this is my next question for everybody, because I got to put a pause on this. Obviously, I do the most work with college football on the desk. Lincoln is who brought Caleb the Heisman.
Yeah.
Both when Caleb dominated at OU, but then he won the Heisman at SC. Cliff came in this past year, and Caleb actually didn't enjoy the same success he enjoyed the previous year at SC and the previous year at OU. Does that matter to you all, that Lincoln had Kyler Murray in the NFL, and obviously Lincoln and Kyler went back and forth. There were spats. Kyler at least didn't publicly portray that he respected Lincoln Riley. Lincoln had Cliff had Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, and the best he went there was 8-5 with Patrick Mahomes. Does this worry y'all at all that it's Cliff? It's not like we're saying Lincoln. We're saying Cliff Kingsbury here.
Cliff is a good coach. I don't know if he's necessarily a good head coach, but he's a good coach. And and Caleb did go up in some numbers this year. Like he had a good season. He's still going to be the #1 overall pick. And you know, we're having conversations that are even entertaining things like getting percentages in teams or saying where you need to go because of how he is. So if Cliff was the head coach, that might be a little concern. But he's not the head coach. So I think that the support system that they're building there, the way that they're structuring the coaching staff, the way that they've changed over the organization, and they're looking towards the future in a completely different way than they have really in a very long time, I would feel very good about this situation. And then also, you know, you got to think about the division. How are you going to compete in that division, the way that those teams are set up?
Yeah.
You got to be able to have an offense. You got to be able to hang. So I don't have in mind with them building on that side of the ball to start. And this is a generational talent. Like, who cares? Risk whatever. If you're giving up 3 first-round picks, which obviously we all realize was not the best choice in Trey Lance, what are you going to do for Caleb Williams? I'm not saying trees don't go to the sky, but if you swing and miss on this, everyone would have done the same thing.
And not only that, like, the wins might not have been there, but if you turn this tape on, it's, oh, my goodness, ain't it? College football.
No doubt. but there were he did fall short much more this year than ever in years before.
Now, is our production?
Both. Like, there hasn't been a game. This year, y'all remember the Notre Dame game most notably. SC, Notre Dame. Caleb, it's all on you. Your national championship aspirations are on the line because I believe they had already taken 1 L, if I'm not mistaken. Don't have the schedule in front of me. I think it was to Oregon. Against Notre Dame, Caleb comes out, pick.
Yeah, he looked bad.
Look bad. We hadn't seen that Caleb Williams prior. So and again, I don't even know how much credit I can give Cliff or blame I can give Cliff because I think it's all Lincoln. But really my question, though, 2-5 then is, do you want to give Caleb to Cliff given the fact that it's just the same thing that you saw in college, or do you want more growth, more maturation?
Yeah, I love them together. I think you get a quarterback like this, man, you want to be as quarterback-friendly as possible, right? You want to get a guy that I know he's going to do well with my quarterback. He's going to build him up, teach him the game, right, and let him be comfortable. Man, listen, okay, he didn't have a great year at college. That's everybody. You're going to be great every season? He had a hell of a year. Wasn't what we're used to saying from him, but we know he's a good player. Another thing about Cliff I do like is I'm not like a super big on Kyler Murray, right? I think he's just a good talent, but I'm not really big on him like that as a quarterback. But some of the years that Cliff did have, Kyler,